going to open the proposed tax rate workshop. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We have a proposed tax of 0.51195. And this will generate approximately $86,000 in additional revenue. And of that $86,000, we have dedicated a majority of it to street improvements and as well as police department improvements, or not improvements, but police department expenditures. You have a pie chart in front of you. If you live in the, there you go. If you live in the city of Ballinger, those are all the 4 taxing entities. And as you can see, we are, it's hard to tell up there, but we're 19% of the total tax liability for Ballinger residents. Clearly, the school has about 44%. The county has approximately 28%, and the hospital is 9%. These are proposed rates. I got these from the tax office this morning. Go to the next slide. In comparison to our sister cities inside the county, Miles has a tax rate of 0.335179, and Winters has a, and these are their proposed rates. Winters has a proposed rate of 0.749392. Yes. And so, I guess at this time we'll take comments from the audience.
And I really don't have a problem with the tax increase as long as we absolutely have to improve the streets and our infrastructure. It's if we don't, everybody's going to fall apart again. But kind of what I was questioning is, and it's a little misleading, is I printed up what was on the KREM news deal that states that with the increase, you expect to raise $86,000.
Yes.
Now, is that based on
Value.
last year's value?
Yes.
And it does state that $0
From
is
new
coming
property.
from new property. And is that new property increased values?
New property is if we were to annex something, if we were to acquire additional land.
Okay, all right. So this is based off of the current values of all properties in
Yes.
Ballinger.
Yes. Yes. Of the 86,000 in additional revenues, I want to say 55,000 is going to will go to asphalt and cliche, which is what we're going to, our materials to pave streets. It doesn't go towards labor. It's all going to go into one particular line item. There is some funding in there for the police department, so we can move them to the building behind the tax office. We purchased that building a number of years ago, and we're looking at about $50,000 to $60,000 worth of improvements to get the police department over there up and running.
I guess what I'm looking at is the $86,000 is not going to go far. So I really hate to say this, but I might want to increase the taxes more because if you increase them 5% and people don't see any improvement,
They're going
to be madder next year than if you increase them 10% and show some improvement. I guess, I don't know.
A couple of things with that, if y'all don't mind me answering that. We are capped at 8% increase every year. That is set by the legislature, it's set by statute. The tax rate that we have is 7.999, whatever. It's just under what's called the rollback rate. If we go over that 8%, then we have to go to an election to get it approved. Another thing is, and I'm glad you brought this up, there's strong overtures coming from the legislature that they're going to lower our ability to tax next year as well. So instead of 8%, they're going to try to cap it at anywhere from 2 to 4 or whatever. This council recognizes that we got to do something on street repair and street improvements. And really, the only way to do that is one of two things. Actually, three things. There's raise taxes, property values, or property tax rate, I should say. More sales tax, get people to spend more money here in Ballinger, so I can get sales tax money so we can fund that in the streets. And all this is funded through your taxes. The other component is we enjoy a 1% capture on sales tax, and then we're allowed another 1% capture of sales tax. Half of that additional 1% comes back to us. The other half goes to Reynolds County. In the future, if the voters decide to send that money back to the city of Ballinger, that would be a significant increase that we would have dedicated for streets. There are ways of getting more funding for street repair.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, I hope y'all don't mind me talking about this because I've literally been living on Starbucks for about 2 days. We have 2 of the 3 major pieces of equipment purchased, bought, paid for that you need to pave streets. We bought an asphalt distributor and we bought a chip spreader. The one thing we do not have, we have it allocated in the budget, is a sweeper that you need to sweep all the rocks off and get the pavement ready to go. We have rented that out. We rent it as needed, as necessary. There's some discussions internally about getting rid of equipment that we don't need anymore and perhaps using those funds to go buy a sweeper. But from here on out, everything we're going to do is going to go towards asphalt, caliche, materials, rock to pave streets. We have a plan. Scotty and I have talked in pretty good detail about what it would take to get, can we save this street? Can we not save this street? Things of that nature. Clearly, if we can save a street first and foremost, that's our highest priority because it's cost less to come back in and fix it. There are some streets that you just cannot save, and we're going to have to zip those up. It'll be a lot like 11th Street. We can pave. And have you driven down 11th Street or in front of the elementary?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's our plan as far as street repair and improvement. We want it to look better than what it is, but that's the finished product that we're going after. We can do that kind of work from mid-April to probably mid-October, maybe November, as long as the air temperature is above, I think it's 62 degrees. Is that right, Steve?
Yes.
As long as the air temperature is above 62 degrees, then we can pave and we can put materials down. Now, the colder it is, the more likely the street's not going to turn out as good. The hotter it is, those things are. But we have a number of streets that we're looking at working on right now. And clearly, any input you want to provide as far as, I'm pretty sure everybody wants their own street in front of their house now, but any input you want to provide, we'll definitely take a look at.
Okay, all right. Well, good luck with all this, everybody. So I just, do we have any more time here? I'm not taking up everybody.
No, you're fine.
Okay. I know there was some deal with the county here a while back that didn't work out and everything, but does the county not participate at all in anything with the city or?
I'll give you the answer to that one. If you
Go ahead.
The answer is no. We made a proposal with Reynolds County in April where we would share equipment. Those 2 pieces of equipment I mentioned previously. We were going to buy a brand new unit of a chip spreader. They have a brand new asphalt distributor, and we thought we could share those pieces of equipment. The day after that commissioners court meeting, I believe it was on April the 12th or 13th, The day after, I got a text message from Judge Hilliard. He said that he had a couple of commissioners that were not comfortable with that arrangement and that agreement, and that it would be best that if we just paid them cash on a daily basis for doing work. They gave us a schedule of service fees in November. Those service fees were about $10,000 a day to pave streets. We paid $60,000 for those two pieces of equipment. So the way we looked at it, or at least I looked at it, after 6 days of street paving with the county, we purchased two pieces of equipment. We would love to work with them. We still want to work with them. But that just never materialized.
So I guess I need to go to county commissioners meeting. Because it doesn't make logical sense to me, because I pay the same county tax rates as somebody living out in the country does,
Yes, sir.
and I don't know what I get from the county.
Pull that, go back to the slide before. Obviously, and this is a chart that I've got for, and I just did it for everybody, but, you know, Ballinger ISD is going to be the lion's share. They're pretty much state mandated. The blue is Reynolds County, and that's 30%. That's a good question that you'd have to ask the Commissioner's Court, but as a person who lives in the city of Ballinger, 28% of your tax liability goes to Reynolds County.
There's also legislation that they were dealing with, and it really, the way that, after we had the commissioners meeting, it was really, we thought the way they were perceiving how it was written. But we had to listen to our county attorney as far as that perception. So basically, we were gonna end up having to do paperwork that was gonna extend the time period of, say, they wanted to start paving in 3 weeks, we had to have the paperwork done in 2 weeks. A couple of commissioners weren't comfortable having to do the extra paperwork. Brian had opted to do a template. We offered to do the paperwork for them. We offered to set it up to make it simplified and, you know, basically push it through and do what legislature told us to do. And they weren't comfortable with that. So it wasn't the fact that we just said, no, we're not going to do this. We attempted to do it, and we tried for, I don't know, 2-3 months, if not longer.
Yeah.
And it came down to the fact that we just said, hey, it's time that we move on. We got to get paving. We have streets torn up. We got to get it done. So we just start moving forward the next day.
And that's another, to that point, now that we have this equipment and we can acquire the other piece that we need, assuming we have the materials, we can pave on our schedule, not on somebody else's.
Right.
And to us, that was a tremendous benefit.
All right, well, appreciate the input here.
You betcha. Anytime.
Look forward to a little extra. Y'all have a good evening.
You too, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Any questions, comments, concerns on the tax rate hearing? Okay.
Tick, tick, tick. Radio, Facebook. It is misspelled, you know, ignore that. All right, we'll go ahead and close the tax rate proposal workshop at this time.